Guys, welcome to today's video. This is going to be talking about the topic of movement, so the process of your manifestation unfolding. I get so many questions and comments about not seeing change, not seeing movement, the opposite happening, a lot of focus on 3D circumstances. I do have videos that directly go into that, but today the movement is going to tie into that, what we talk about today, because it's relating to what's going on in your external reality. This is also something a lot of clients come to me with. I help clients resolve it because I get the main thing is not seeing things happening. I've been persisting, but it hasn't shifted. He or she is still saying this. This situation is still occurring. So when and how is movement occurring? That's what I'm going to get into and explain to you guys today. So I do have a very exciting little update as well. Maybe this is like one of my manifestations, but I have been featured in Weddings and Honeymoons magazine, and I have an online article. I will link it below in the description box. It's about manifesting your dream wedding. So it's a really, really cool feature. I'm very grateful to have that. So take a read through that if you're manifesting an SP and you're interested in hearing my advice and reading through that interview. So yeah. If you are someone who would like to become a client or you're just curious, there's no harm. You can click the link in my description box and in my bio. Everything's linked. I'll pop things on screen as well because you can take a look at my website if you're curious. If you maybe want to book coaching with me, you can read also all the client reviews and success stories and the positive feedback that I really have received from my clients and just from viewers in regards to how I approach my coaching. So everything is on my Instagram and there's little snippets on my website now as well. So if you do want to work with me or you want to sign up for a £2.99 monthly membership with me because we just finished September's exclusive Q&A, you can click the join button below as well. Now let's get into this topic. So to answer the question of the title and really get into all of this and the nitty-gritty, to summarize everything, movement is always occurring. Movement is happening throughout your manifestation. If you are consciously manifesting something, you have to also in turn be creating movement. Manifesting, you wouldn't be manifesting if there was no movement, because what would you be? There would be nothing that you're shifting. You would just be saying meaningless words to yourself or meaningless thoughts, because if they weren't creating something, that wouldn't be manifesting, right? So the actual process of manifestation, if you know the principles, you know what to do to manifest, what exactly is manifesting, bypassing those initial beginner steps. I might do a whole beginner video, actually. That's a good idea for people who maybe see these videos but don't really know what's going on. Yeah, I might do that in the near future. But basically, bypassing those basic principles, once you're now actually manifesting and affirming and whatever it may be, movement has to be occurring. So there's no such thing as manifesting and looping affirmations and starting to create that positive news story and focus your mindset and your thoughts on it and nothing happening, nothing coming together, nothing shifting. Movement has to be occurring. So as I said, you cannot consciously manifest something without a shift happening. So I'll get into this in a moment, but shifts can be internal within yourself or external in terms of what you're seeing around you physically, other people, just circumstances, things going on in your physical reality. So if you're persisting, if you're being consistent, you're just putting in the effort. Persisting means to keep going. So if you keep going every day and you're putting in the work and effort every day, I'm not saying it has to be your entire life, but if you're putting in effort, then your subconscious mind has to be accepting those new beliefs. Even if it's not a complete opposite, even if it's just like, oh, I had a fight with one of my closest friends and I just want to revise that. I want to get rid of it. I want to get back to a really good place. And you're just kind of bypassing that temporary issue. Even if it's something smaller where you're not doing a complete 180 of a relationship or a life circumstance or your finances or whatever it may be, your subconscious mind is changing those beliefs and assumptions of we don't get along right now, we're not in contact, whatever it may be. And it's creating those new beliefs of everything's perfect, we have a relationship, they love me, whatever the case may be, we're back together. There's so many, different affirmations for everyone. I'm trying to make it a little more personal, so an example maybe clicks with you guys as you're watching this video. But your subconscious mind is accepting those new beliefs and assumptions, even if it's subtle, small changes. Maybe you're already in a relationship with your SP and you want to improve certain elements. It's accepting that new belief because you're constantly telling yourself and focusing your mind on that, and therefore the repetition has to be taken in by the subconscious mind and override all the other times that you've thought the opposite, right? All the other times that led to the negative belief, and a situation or conversation that led to that negative belief is now going to be overridden. I don't know if overridden is even a word. That doesn't sound correct, but it's going to overwrite it. So then in turn, your 3D reality has to reflect that. That is manifestation. That is how life works. You can analyze situations in your life, relationships, times where you've had a bad situation, conversation, argument, or even bad relationship versus good. What has occurred? What has come about? What have you manifested? What has been created in that experience? Even think about what you assume about certain people, about men, about women, about your friends, your family, and then what keeps coming up, what keeps occurring. That's how you know manifestation works throughout your life. So your reality has to shift. Everything physically around you, the circumstances that tie into your manifestation, the people involved have to shift, have to start conforming, because you've shifted your mindset and your beliefs and what you are continuously focusing on. So as I said, movement is always occurring. If you are putting in the effort every day, then every single day something has to be shifting and conforming, even within yourself. So speaking of which, it can be experiences in your reality. So not necessarily, I don't really like the word circumstances in this case, but circumstantially what's going on around you, the certain people doing certain things, a new experience, just a new something has shifted in your external reality that you've seen that ties into your manifestation, or an internal shift within yourself. So whether it's your feelings, the automatic thoughts and visuals that come up in your mind, even just conversations you have with the people closest around you in your day-to-day life. And once you recognize those shifts within yourself, even and especially having fewer negative thoughts, you're starting to conform yourself to that new story. The doubts have diminished, you're not feeling anxious, it's not as up and down, you're starting to really feel like this is realistic and it might actually happen for you. Things like that, that is a sign that you're shifting and a movement is happening, and that more movement is going to come in. So you know that you're on the right path because the movement's already happening. I have written down a few examples of things that may happen. This is tying into my own personal experiences, obviously. I have manifested a lot myself, but also just this is what I've seen in general. Like, there are patterns. Obviously, this is not the exhaustive list. I do want to say you can experience it in so many subtle or really visible ways. These are just some examples. Feeling more confident, like I said, your emotions will conform. Invites to social events, that could be your bridge of events with an SP, for example, a friend, whatever the case may be, but that might just be part of the conforming. It might be you shifting. If you work on your self-concept, guess what? Socially, you're going to probably do even better. You're going to probably have more social situations and events and friends and social interactions, really. That's what I mean. But yeah, an invite to an event, positive feedback from people at work, just in general, and compliments. You'll probably get compliments, especially if you're working on self-concept, and a shift in your SP's life. So if you're manifesting a specific person, chances are you're going to see, even if it's the most subtle thing, like they stop going to a certain location where you would normally see them, or on social media you start to see small changes, shifts in your SP's life. Those are examples of movement. That is signs that it's all coming together, the movement is occurring, your manifestation is working. So another way in which you will ensure that movement is happening and you will know I'm on the right track, things are coming together, even if I can't see it visibly right now, is if you're not analyzing circumstances or negative situations or a lack of the desire, a lack of your manifestation in your reality. If you're, not focusing on that doubt, you're not spiraling, you're not overanalyzing, that means movement is occurring because you're not putting your focus on the old version, the old story, the way your mindset would have been in the past prior to manifesting, where you analyze what someone says to you, or that changes your entire mood and mindset. You just shift completely because something negative happened. If you're no longer really doing that, or a lot less frequently, or for a much shorter period of time, whereas you might have a doubt or feel bad for a couple minutes and then you snap out of it, you say nope, everything's perfect, everything's working in my favor, you know, whatever it may be. If you're just not feeding into those negative situations, that is a really big sign and example of when the movement is coming in, because you're putting more focus on the new version. As I already said, with persisting, it's always the key element to put in the effort no matter what. If you're consistent every day, very, very simple to the point example, if you're being consistent, the movement has to be occurring and you yourself are creating that movement. It's not something external to you that you have no control over. You have control by putting in the effort on your own mindset. And make sure you don't I forgot the word, but do not ignore or exclude behind the scenes movement or subtle shifts. I gave a few examples earlier in the video. Don't ignore those. Don't, you know, I forgot the word now, but don't like brush them to the side and consider them insignificant, because they're not. Those all build up into a much larger picture, and movement is movement. Take every positive win as it comes. So yeah, keep those things in mind as well, because it may be behind the scenes. So the goal is always to ensure that the movement is happening, to know when it's happening. The answer is if you persist regardless of whatever may be happening. No matter what's coming up in your 3D reality, you are persisting, you are putting in the effort. And even if it's not visible to you right now, it's still unfolding. So keep that in mind. And yeah, just try your best to persist no matter what. So that is today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I think it will have clarified quite a few things for you guys. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, turn on that notification bell if you enjoy these, and I will see you next time. Bye!